in the 28-3 victory. And now looking way down the field for Sutton. It went right through his hands. But he's got one here early.
And Surtain going with him, man to man.
3rd and 7. Again, Hurts with the time to look down the field, turn around, and incomplete. Declaration of independence right here in Philly. Second series coming up for the Broncos. And they go with Mims on the handoff, and he's got a quick 9. From the gun with 4 receivers. Nix fires it. He holds on to it this time. Sutton with the first down.
Not been quite as dominant, but it's been showing lately.
Here's a first down at the 35. It's Harvey. Tackle behind the line. Nix has the ball stripped out of his hands. It was stripped out of his hands by DeJean.
Just a forward movement with control. Bo Nix, arm just have to move forward by a camera frame or two. Great play by Cooper DeJean.
Instead of the turnover, now the Eagles must defend. As Nix goes down the middle of the field and nowhere near his target. Here's Lutz from 55.
They were close there again.
Look at that one. Curving through, good from 55. A drive. Never do so.
We'll go through that as this game plays along. I'll tell you what I think about why.
2nd and 7. And look who they go back to. A.J. Brown with the first down catch right in front of Surtain.
The 90s where you get off because everyone's trying to stop the run, and then you start to give it to Barkley.
Here's some explosion by Barkley down to the 49-yard line of Denver. Here's Hurts. Calcaterra with the catch. And a pickup of 6 or 7 as we go down to Tracy. Yeah, he's been asking the likes of Marshall Faulk, Edgerrin James, as you said, Emmett, as he goes again for a good run and a first down. That's Dillon, actually. A.J. Dillon, the former Packer, fighting for every inch.
All the big runs came later in the game last year.
Here's Hurts. Another completion, this time to Devontae Smith. After ripping off that 9-yard run earlier, here's Hurts on the play action. Well done. And Calcaterra has the second catch on this drive and a first down for Philadelphia after a gain of 11.
Wrong, and what time in the game is it?
3rd and 8. Can the Broncos stop that perfect red zone conversion rate for the Eagles? As Hurts has the time to look, and it goes over the head of Devontae. His career, like the postseason, where he's 26 of 27. He has been clutch, and he kicks it through to tie the game at 3 in the final minute of the first quarter.
This is a possible shot play, or is he just going to hand it off? Shot play.
You saw it coming. Here's the pass down the field, and it's caught near the 50 by Franklin. Nix to his old college teammate that 1 year at Oregon, Troy Franklin.
This is a great job. Vertical stem, gets all the way up. He can run. And Bo Nix actually helped sell the front office and Sean Payton about how good this guy was before the draft. Big 2 weeks. You go Monday night, right to Philly, then to London. That's a lot on a team.
Here's the give. Dobbins got another first down.
I don't think sometimes you don't.
3rd and 8. They've got him. Take him out of field goal range. Big sack put up by Zadarius Smith.
It's just an awesome twist right here. Look at this side. You're going to go up. He's going to come under. And when Jalen Carter's right there, you know you have to protect the quarterback from him. But that actually leaves Smith.
3rd and 2. They've got Brown. Brown's out to near the 30-yard line.
And then he all of a sudden becomes a stalwart second-team All-Pro.
3rd and 17. Going deep. He's there. It's caught at the 30 by Devontae Smith for Philadelphia.
And you know Smith's speed. He goes inside, and then he just takes off. And one of his great traits, perfect throw, but Devontae Smith is incredible.
Plays, but now he returns.
Well, yeah, when you get to the 2-yard line, I'm getting up quickly.
There it is. Pass caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Dallas Goedert.
I want you to watch. He's going to go ahead and get a little possible pretend rub pick there. And Singleton, I think, has been picked on once or twice in this game, and he was late on his leverage. And that's another easy this process. It's really impressive.
Drive starts off the penalty at the 19. Get rid of it quickly, and the catch out across the 30. Sutton on the near side.
This is the matchup I would be looking at right here if I was a quarterback.
Nix. Ball is out, and it's going to be incomplete.
You have two plays now. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith earlier. Those are the same as making catches when there's penalties.
2nd and 10. Back to Smith. He's out to the 40-yard line. Fakes the handoff. Looks again. This time it's A.J. And Surtain.
Disruption with your communication up front. Who's coming, who's not.
3rd and 13. They back off. They rush 4. Hurts gets time. Not now. They get him. That is Zach Allen along with Nick Bonito.
Coverage sack. Vance Joseph has everyone up in here. They all pop out and match up to the personnel where they're around. And the biggest difference is just the effort by Bonito and the guys coming in. And you could throw that, but you're not getting a first down. Good job by Denver. And Hurts usually does a great job extending this, but Allen, Bonito, tough combo to get past.
Yeah, Vance Joseph and his defense. Touchdown passes. He said this guy kind of looks like him the way he runs around. Leads.
Yep.
Set up screen. Set up screen. It picks up a first down. Bade able to pick up a big one there. Here's Nix from the pocket. Going for the deep ball. And the receiver Franklin got tangled up with Ringo, and it's incomplete. Well, they kind of interchange positions. Here's a 3rd and 6. Oh, right in his face. They just had to unload it.
Right here, and then have someone come right underneath.
Here's Nix. Stepping back inside the 30. Unloads it. And it's going to lose yardage.
Guess who?
Ingram blown up. Now 3rd and 13. Nix heaves it on the run. And a flag does come out on Ringo.
Otherwise, the stats are the exact same.
Here he is on 2nd and 10. Finding Devontae Smith, who's able to run it all the way out to about the 47.
Yes.
Hey, he looks over to the sideline for confirmation. 2nd and 4. Flinging it. Caught. On the run is Barkley. He's in for a touchdown.
Singleton. Just not quite fast enough. Normally he's got to go guard the flat, but guess what? Nope. I'm going to go ahead and do a double move and run by you. And I feel like, you know, Singleton's been getting better each week, but the ACL, over 30 years old, they miss Greenlaw. That usually won't happen if he's back in there, but well done from a schematic perspective.
Bradley Cooper approves. That's 47 yards. The Lorries loved it. 47 yards. You mentioned Greenlaw. He's on IR. Never good.
Good.
2nd and 12. They come out of the backfield and get it to Harvey. He's close to the first. Going to be about a yard short.
That's one of 2 times today. That's been the story of why they're behind right now.
3rd pre-snap penalty against the Broncos. As Nix tucks it under. Nice little sidestep. Some nifty moves, and he's last February. I thought Vic was the MVP. The score got out of a little, as you see, Dobbins raced down about the 37. The final score did not show how dominant that defense had been. There it is, right in that area, Tony, as Mims is brought down by Bond, who's making some plays on this series.
Now it's like, okay, let's get him the ball.
Instead, they throw it to Brown.
First down, great call.
7 or 8. Tracy down to you. All right, Trace. Of course, he had been here on the staff the last 4 years before this. New upgrade for Kevin as he calls the pass play over to Goddard for a first down.
They're just learning what he does well. I think blitzing is good.
3rd and 6. Big stop needed here by the Broncos, and it's knocked down. Surtain. 3rd and 15. And they got him again. His old Oklahoma teammate, Nick Bonito, offensive coordinator a year ago. Kellen Moore trying to get his first win today as the head coach for the Saints. Here's Dobbins. Blockers out in front. He's got the corner. He's got the first. Going to try to get it up top. Pass caught. Sutton. First down, Denver.
Look at this shell back here. You've got to work inside. Oh, they dropped down.
There's Dobbins. Slowed down for a moment.
Top down coverage. But they react to it. Now they come down.
Here's a first down throw. And caught near the sticks. And Dobbins through traffic is in the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos, for the first time today.
You just watch this drive and the drive before. It's like we're imposing our will a little bit. Just watch a simple guard pulls over. Just simple power play. We talk about the old school run game here. Well done right here.
Well, remember what we said? Dobbins told us this game is going to be so physical. On 3rd and 13. Here they come. They got him from behind. That is McMillan, who comes up from the secondary to get the sack. The 5th.
And at this heat, you've been wearing down this defense. Are they going to continue running the ball?
And try to go up top on first down. Down the field is caught, plucked out of the air by Ingram. Nice catch. He had a lot of big games down in Jacksonville. Coming here on free agency. Nice turnaround, back shoulder. It goes to Sutton for another.
You set picks, you can always tell the body language. That was different.
3rd and 15. Nix on mark. Cortland Sutton. What a throw that was by Nix. Denver's longest play of the day, 34 yards. Back they go to Ingram, balanced and dives. Touchdown, Denver. Evan Ingram.
Everything. Does he get in? Yes, he's in for sure. Wow, that is stunning. I was not expecting the Broncos to come back and tie this game with 7:36 still to go in the game when they were down 2 scores.
Going for the lead. Here's the rollout, the throw, it's there. And the Broncos have taken the lead.
Sean Payton's special. Watch this. One step in and just go right down, flat down the line for a wide receiver. This is a great moment right here. Jalen Hurts played good. Now you got to go finish.
He's going to throw. He's got Smith turning upfield. Got 9. Singleton in on the tackle. 3rd and 6 for the Eagles, who are unbeaten.
It is a little shocking, truly, like how fast that just happened.
3rd and 6. Here they come. Pass caught, but stopped 3 or 4 yards short. Smith, they've got 113 yards in this quarter. It's only 15 for Philadelphia. He's going up top again as he lobs it complete. First down it is. It's Troutman. That would have been a loss of down too. They're bringing it. Nix throws it. What a catch. Sutton able to get the battle.
It's a tight split, and then he widens, and the ball's up early enough for him to have time to find it behind him, and you see just the size difference. It's perfect defense. I can't give more explicitives about how good Mitchell, DeJean, some
here on second down.
Fangio's asking the same thing.
He's got a man right in the middle of the field. And near a first, about a yard short, is Sutton. Running back for 3rd and 2.
I think they're running it. It doesn't look like it, but I think they want to.
Going to Harvey out of the backfield. He is brought down, holding on. Makuba able to make a big tackle, and flags are thrown at the end of this, right where the tackle was made.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, 53.
Safe one where the clock is going to run no matter what. Screen, run, something fast.
They fake the handoff, and he's in trouble. Now he's going to run with it, which is just fine.
That's Sean Payton talking to Bo Nix.
Against that wall, up and over it, and good through the uprights. 1st and 10. The pocket in trouble. Again, this is going to use a lot of clock here. They got the sack. Benito.
Now it becomes very difficult for Philly.
2nd and 14.
The back.
Across the middle to the back. To the 30. And again, the clock will run with Barkley. Tackled down by Barron.
The 42, 45-yard line.
Here's a 3rd and 7. Inside 25 seconds. Knocked down incomplete. J.L. Skinner.
Pass interference, defense, number 34.
Get yourself another 8 yards.
Here's Hurts. Down he goes. He's got his man. He's out of bounds. That's Dotson.
Extend the play unless it's a Hail Mary.
Can they pull off a miracle? They got one shot at it. No pressure on the quarterback. He's got time to heave it. There's a whole pack of people there, and it's incomplete. And there's no flag. And the Broncos have their signature win. The 12-game home win streak is over. There are the two wideouts.
In his hands for a second.
Hufanga at the end, number 9, came in to make sure that ball got out of there, out of the pack. Look at the two wideouts side by side, Smith and Brown. They've wanted the football more often. They both made a play on it at the very end of this one.
You can't ask for a better opportunity from throwing a ball from the 30 up in the air right there. That had a great chance, and you said it before.
Can they pull off a miracle? They got one shot at it. No pressure on the quarterback. He's got time to heave it. There's a whole pack of people there, and it's incomplete. And there's no flag. And the Broncos have their signature win.
That was close.
Smith and Brown, both wideouts, were right there fighting for it.